Welcome to the Absolute Rain Podcast. I am your host, Icy, with my co-host, Accuracy. And tonight, we will be talking about Fortnite with our guest, Razor. Razor, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Razorburn06. I am a Twitch streamer. I am also the PS4 captain for Absolute Rain for the Fortnite team.
So Razor, who all is on the Fortnite team with you? If you could tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you guys play as a team.
Right now, the Fortnite team consists of myself. We also have a Young T, and we have ProHawk. Right now, what we do is Young T and Hawk usually play as a duo, and I play as a solo, but I will sub in when one of those two are not available for a for a duo tournament. So I will play as a sub in that situation. But beside that, we oftentimes play with each other, get a random fourth when we're just practicing or fooling around. But that is how the competitive team is made up right now for PS4.
Awesome. So as far as competitive goes, I wanted to talk a little bit about the pop-up cups that are around in Fortnite right now, because it seems like they're trying to make a turn towards ranked play using these. So could you explain those a little bit, how they work and what their purpose is?
Yeah, so the pop-up cups are really cool, actually. They're relatively new. It is exactly what you said. It's Epic's attempt to come up with a more competitive, essentially a ranked gameplay where there's a point system where usually you'll need to get 20 to 25 points, and it'll either be a solo, a duo, or a squad pop-up cup tournament. And as a team, you need to, either as an individual or the team, depending on which one it is, you need to get the amount of points that they put up on there. And as you progress and get more points, you actually will go up against players with similar point totals. So you won't be playing against the scrubs with 0 points when you have 15 points yourself. You're going to be playing up against the players who are doing very well. So it's going to get more difficult, more competitive. It's a lot of fun, it's great practice. It's a lot easier really when you go back to public lobbies after you do a tournament for a few hours.
Didn't you and Young just do a duos one where you guys just like ran through it?
Oh yeah, last night we actually just ran right through a duo tournament. Took us 4 games to get 21 points, and we actually won 2 of the games. So we were just stomping right through that tournament last night. And it's amazing because our first duo tournament Young and I did, we got to that one. The goal was 25 on the first one. Last night's was just 20 points. But the first one Young and I ever did, the goal was 25 points, and we got to, I believe, 20 points in about 2 hours. And it took us about an hour and a half to get the last 5 points. It got so tough, man. The tournament, the competition was getting a lot stiffer. You could tell you're just playing up against PC players with the thing they were able to do. It really noted the difference between consoles and PCs, but we did it. But last night, yeah, we just stomped right through it, man. You could not stop us. stop us.
So you're getting ready to start competing in those bigger events with PC players.
Exactly. You're gonna have to. You can't control who your competition is. You're gonna have to get onto a level with some of the big controller players. They're always playing with keyboard and mouse players themselves, and they do very well. So at a certain point, you can't just feel like you're being held back by a controller, because it is your choice to be on a console. And if you're going to really be competitive, you're going to have to play against anything, Xbox, PC, mobile.
Yeah, I still don't understand how you play with some mobile players, but but Icy, you want to take us into the next one?
Yeah, of course. What are your favorite things about Fortnite right now? What keeps you grinding every day? What keeps you on your toes? What excites you?
Well, Fortnite, even here in Season 7, I still have a lot of fun with it. I would say it's the competitive nature of just a battle royale game. And then Fortnite kind of changes up the formula with the ability to build. So that's obviously very unique. I have a lot of fun just, outbuilding people, just these crazy build battles that you never anticipate what someone's going to do and you never quite know how it's going to go. It's just, it's so much fun, and I love those victory royale. They're the best high kill games. So much fun. And then Epic does a great job of trying to change it up periodically. Season 7 they added airplanes. Briefly there was a mythical sword, which was not very well received, but was fun to play with. It was something that you kind of took advantage of while I was there, even though it was definitely very OP. They removed it after 5 days.
Psalm getting the 13 kills or whatever in that one round of the winter skirmish.
Yeah, that was very poor timing on their part. They added it, I believe, on the day of the winter skirmish, either the finals or the semifinals. Just poor timing, poor planning. I don't know how that happened, how they allowed a sword to be in that lobby at all. But they removed it after about 5 days. They try to learn from their mistakes. They try to balance the game, but it's just those updates. They're always trying to add new weapons, remove old weapons, improve things, balance things. They try to keep you on your toes. But I would say besides that, it's a really fun game to stream. I always stream it. I play with my subs and followers, so that's a lot of fun.
All right. So, with all that being said, how do you practice daily to get better with all the different changes, and what should somebody aspiring to become a pro practice to get to that semi-pro level and make that bread?
Well, so in Fortnite, it's you just keep at it. You want to go into playground mode. You want to practice your build. You want to practice build battles. That's going to be one of the most important things, because in those pop-up cup tournaments, when you're playing against better players, you shoot them once, man, they build, they use up 500 mats right off the bat. They're on their toes. You hit them once and they build a structure, and you're trying to keep up with them. You're using all of your materials on it. So you got to be good at building. There isn't really a way around it. You can't be decent at it. You got to be really good at building and making your edits and countering them in those fights. So the biggest thing I would say is get good at building in playground mode. Take that practice into public lobbies and just outbuild them. When you get into a good fight with somebody, make sure you do your best to outbuild them, counter them, keep that high ground, and just keep at it. It's one of those things where practice makes perfect. And then make sure you do those pop-up cups. Even if a pop-up cup isn't going on, there's definitely a lot of websites out there that do tournaments, that you can sign up for, whether they be free or paid tournaments. You can actually win money out of them too, and sometimes, or it's just get that experience. Play against players who are good at it, who are trying to improve themselves like you are.
So somebody getting into this, what would you recommend as far as some sites or something like that for them to be able to practice, or even Discord servers for them to be able to practice, and that would probably benefit them the most?
Well, there's a couple that really come up. The one that I do a lot of tournaments through is Run Good Tournaments, but you can actually, in the AR community, we do tournaments oftentimes run by Crucified
himself,
the owner.
Plug.
Hashtag plug.
Hashtag plug. Hashtag the greatest owner of all time. Hashtag get that bread.
And Run Good you can find on Twitter, right?
Exactly, yeah. So you look them up on Twitter, and then you'll find the link to the site. They're really cool people. You and I have done a lot of tournaments through them. Me and Young did a tournament actually
2 days
ago. Came in second place. So close, man. We should have had it, but you win some, you lose some. But they're good. That's a good site. And then, like I said, Crucified, the owner of Absolute Reign, does tournaments for Fortnite as well as other games like Paladins.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So I've got a question. To go back to the pop-up cups, since I don't really follow Fortnite, I don't really keep up with it. Are they random, or do they have like announcements like leading up to it?
Yeah. So right on the right in the lobby on Fortnite, you'll see usually something on the right side letting you know that a tournament's gonna be starting at a few hours or whenever. They do have them posted right on the game though, so like certain days they're gonna be solo, certain days duos, so certain days are gonna be squad. Like I believe Friday they do squad tournaments. And what's cool about that, is it's not like when you do a duo tournament where it's just you and your buddy and you team up with your two opposing players and you get into a lobby together and you go in and it's 2v2. This is actually 4v4. So you're actually going into a tournament with 3 other people that you are working with to try and get the points that you need to win. So you're playing against other squads in a competitive environment instead of what is always a 2v2.
So is it random or are they scheduled?
They're scheduled. So you'll see them right on the main page when you're in Fortnite, right at the main lobby. You'll see them when you go to the mode selection. They'll have them listed right there, and you can find all the details and how long until it starts and which days or which ones.
So what do you want to get out of the competitive scene? What are you hoping to get from it and for your stream, like for your career and your stream? What are you looking to get from it?
Well, so the competitive scene, my aspirations for that are, I want to keep growing as a Fortnite player. I want to be able, I would love to just be one of the many people making a living off it. That'd be awesome. But of course, I wouldn't call that a realistic expectation for most people because
it's a very beautiful job. Though.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say it's a realistic expectation though, because there's so many people trying to do it. The odds are slim. So what my aspirations are, like my hope is that in the process of trying to get there, I will help my stream grow as well. So you can get that side of it going. So it's kind of getting two things going simultaneously, and then hopefully being able to take that community that you build into other streaming endeavors, other games that you're doing.
Gotcha.
So all that being said, are there any plans or anything in the work for you to eventually take your stream and, move stuff to YouTube? Like, cause I know I've seen you posting little clips here and there. Do you ever plan on doing using or utilizing the highlights feature on Twitch or whatever and actually making full on content?
Oh yeah. Content. Oh yeah.
Content.
I've been hearing from a lot of my Twitch subs and followers how they actually say they want longer videos, which kind of surprised me because I always thought of making like little quick clips, like cool highlights, oh that cool snipe, this cool kill, this crazy play, but they want longer videos.
I for one want longer videos.
Yeah, I think you would be
I enjoy longer videos.
I think you would be great at the whole what Cypher PK does, because he streams and it's so natural for him. You got that whole story time vibe down. You could clip your story times for one, but two, you could go into explaining why you chose to do a route for this season or this pop-up cup or whatever. I think that's just my thoughts and opinions on how you go about your stuff.
It's definitely a good idea, and Cypher PK, he does such a great job at it that I actually have made how-to videos on my YouTube, just how to build videos that I've kind of dabbled with, and I want to continue to make more. But I have made some how to build this, how to do that, and I've showed people how to do it. So there are videos of that. I've also began just making longer videos, when I have a crazy win, I feel it's so cool to see the journey throughout that match. How did you get to that victory? And you kind of beckon back and you're yeah, I barely made it out of the storm with 2% health, or this guy shot me down to 1% health and I killed him and his buddy and I barely got out of that. And then you went on to win the game, just one of those improbable wins. So I've started actually clipping like full-on matches, and I upload them to my YouTube because, like I said, people say they want longer videos, so I'm gonna see what I can do. I also want to take a lot of like my cool snipes, my cool plays, and make like a montage. You know, kind of like what I would love to do what Tim the Tatman does, where he has like this crazy intro into his stream. I would love to be able to do something like that. Just my stream starting in 5 minutes. Here's the intro of me killing people, me raging out, me yelling.
Highlights. It's fucking dope.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
actually a good idea. The fact that he does that, I didn't even know he does that. See, that's why I gotta get to watch new streamers. That's actually fucking dope. That's a cool ass idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
it
Keeps
Yeah.
them entertained. It keeps them
I'd
entertained.
recommend it. If you ever need help in starting that journey, you know I'm always here for you, boo boo.
I know. Yep, I know. You got me. I got you.
So that being said, do you ultimately plan on like staying or trying to stay on that competitive path, or do you plan on trying to become a full-time streamer? And if so, what milestones would you need to hit to do so?
Well, so ultimately, I want to see how far competitive play can take me. I do genuinely hope that I can someday be recognized enough in the Fortnite community that you get those crazy invitations to join these big tournaments. You know, I would love that, but I would say my number one goal is to make it into full-time streaming. Whether that be because I'm a strong competitive player that everybody knows, or because I develop a community of people who enjoy watching me play. A community that will follow me from Fortnite to, Red Dead Redemption to Far Cry to whichever game I play next. I
just like watching you rather than playing Fortnite and like shitting on kids. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly
for your personality.
Exactly.
Like for being a content creator.
Exactly right. There's one streamer that I enjoy watching because the dude is just so funny, and all he does is play these like random, either really old or under the radar games, and the dude's just hilarious to watch. He has all these like sound effects he plays. He'll pause the game in the middle of something, and he'll paste his head on top of the main character and start like saying funny stuff or doing funny things. It's fantastic. So that's why people like to watch that guy, is because he's so entertaining. I would like to get to that point where people just like to watch me because I'm entertaining.
Honestly, I really have a bone to pick with this question, to be honest. I see where I know it's his question to answer, but I don't think you could really choose one or the other, you know what I'm saying? If you
Oh, you mean between like competitive or full-time streaming?
You can't really choose that, you know what I mean? If you're really good at the game and people know you for being really good at the game, but they're not really going to follow you for being for following you to be a media personality, then you kind of have to stick with being a competitive player, or vice versa. They know you for being a personality. I don't think you could really choose that.
Exactly. I don't think you really choose it. I think you go into it
just goes with the flow.
Yeah, you go with the goals of it, and to be honest, one thing that I do not want to happen is I don't want to become a full-time streamer because I'm good at Fortnite, because what happens when Fortnite's not a big game anymore and people aren't watching it, or there's another big game, then you go to that game and you're not that good, or people are watching other people, all of a sudden you can't be a full-time streamer because they're not watching you. So it's almost like you hope that you can become a competitive player to build that streaming community that will go with you. Like Ninja, he obviously he's going to have 80,000 people watching him when he plays Fortnite, but I saw him the other day. He was playing Elder Scrolls, and he only had 16,000 people. It's like only 16,000. Like anybody would love to have that amount of people. But you see the community just drop because they want to watch Fortnite. But, he's developed a community where they'll really watch him play anything.
So you'd like to be a lot like Shroud, Shroud is just unbelievable at everything. Yeah, like, by the way, that's what I was trying to think about in the last podcast, Icy, when I kept saying somebody with an S who was playing in that Doritos Bowl thing. It was Shroud.
Yeah.
But
beast.
Like his communities watched him go from like H1 to CS:GO, H1 or PUBG, all these different games, and just because he's surely just a god at all games
monster, absolute animal.
You know, they've watched
Huge
him through
beast.
every single game that he's ever touched.
Exactly, yeah. Like, that's what I'd like to do because, I mean, you know, I've always been good at games. You know, I've always been one of the, or if not one of the best of my buddies, you know, and I always tend to do really well online, you know, whether it be when I actually used to play Call of Duty, I was really good at that, really good in Battlefield. Fortnite's just the thing right now that people like to watch. Like, you know, it's entertaining watching a Battle Royale style game. But I would love to get to the point where people just enjoy watching me because I'm good or because I'm entertaining. I know that for me, it's hard for me to watch a person who's not good at a game because, you know, that's why I watch. You know, I want to watch somebody like Ninja or someone from FaZe or TSM, people who just stomp on people because it's entertaining stuff. But it is nice to know some streamers are just really funny, and if they're good at the game, then great.
Yeah, like I refuse to watch Tfue because I just cannot stand his personality. But he's really good at the game, but he's still just I'm not for all that toxic.
Yeah, well, like I tend to watch him when I'm at work and I'm not able to listen. I can just enjoy the gameplay, you know. You just watch him just stomp people, and he's just embarrassing everybody, and it's just easy wins, easy wins.
Yeah, see, like when it comes to his like vlog style stuff that he does with like Mr. Beast and all them, that's always funny because there's the other personalities to add into his.
I love his videos.
Yeah, right.
They're so dope.
But as far as him as a streamer, I can't watch him because like his personality throws me out of it. His community is like, it's like a synopsis of all public Call of Duty matches ever.
Yeah, no, that's completely true. Like it's I don't really associate him as being like arrogant or anything, but I do think of him in a little bit like that because he's so good at the game. You know, he's so clutch, he's so solid at it that someone hits him with a shotgun shot, drops him down to 5% health. He knows he's probably gonna win the fight anyways. He's so confident, and that's a good thing, you know.
You
need
have
to
be
calm and collected.
He kind of has to be, you know. Isn't he like regarded as being like one of the best Fortnite players?
Yes, he was.
I mean, at that point, you kind of have to be.
But what I mean though is like I personally prefer Cloaksy, which was his duo partner. I don't know if he still is or what the deal is with that, but Cloaksy just always seemed to have a better personality,
nonchalant
from the very beginning, back when he had like 12 subscribers.
Humble. Yeah, a lot of people like to gravitate towards people that are humble rather than people that are arrogant or cocky.
Yeah, because I have no problem with you being confident, but you don't have to shout "peen" every 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I always try to be humble myself. I have a lot of fun playing with subs and followers, even if they're not very good at the game, because I like to try to help them improve, and if that's not working, I like to help them get those wins. You know, I've had a lot of people who I met who had few, if no wins, and you know, you get them that win, and it's a huge deal to them. You know, it makes their day, it makes their week in some cases, because they just it's hard to win that game.
Helping out the community.
Yeah, man. Like I've played some of these games with him where he's playing with his subs or his followers, and they're
good guy Razor.
Yeah, like some of them, I'm like, dude, I can't believe you can put up with this. But I'm like, hey, he's doing what he does. He enjoys it. He loves it.
It's a lot of fun. I've actually gone to Twitter before, and I reached out and I said, hey, I'm like, if you have no wins or few wins, reach out to me. I'll carry you. I'll help you get wins. You know, it's just a fun thing to do.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing, making the community a little bit better, 1 9-year-old at a time.
Hey, you know, that's a Fortnite community. What do you want?
Right, you want me to take this question, or?
Yeah, go on.
All right. What are some of the things that the Fortnite team practice on? How do you guys practice, and how do you try to improve with the ever-changing environment, changing meta, stuff like that? Well,
so with Fortnite, it is an ever-changing environment. There's new meta. There's changes made to the game all the time. You know, they add an airplane that drastically changes the game. You know, all of a sudden you went from being inside of a house and you're just like, okay, I can take the second to heal because I know that if someone comes in, I'll hear the door open, or if they start to destroy my wall, I have like a 10-second heads up. But now you'll be sitting there healing and a plane crashes through your wall. I was the first day of that airplane being introduced, I was in Pleasant Park, and I was in a fight, and I killed the dude, and I ran inside of a room inside a house, and I started to drink a 50 shield, and a guy out of nowhere runs in my door. I didn't even hear him, kind of surprised me, but I jumped up and I threw a trap on the wall and trap killed him. I'm like, man, that was clutch. I'm proud of that. Started to drink my 50 shield. Plane flies through the wall and kills me. I was like, what even just happened? I was like, what just even happened? I had to watch the replay, you know, because it happened so fast that I went from drinking a 50 shield to being dead. And I'm like, I don't know what has happened here. And then it swapped to a guy flying an airplane around. I'm like, I can't believe it, you know. So now it changes the meta completely. But as a competitive player, you have to go with the flow. You know, you can't be mad that they added a flying turret to the game. You gotta use it to your advantage. You gotta go with it. I like the airplane a lot. I love flying that thing around. I love crashing into people's builds, you know, shooting them down. It's a ton of fun. I think I regard myself as a very good pilot. I have so much fun with that thing, you know. Me and Young will be playing, and he'll hop into the passenger seat, and I'll just fly us from fight to fight. But it is all about the meta. I remember a little while ago when you were on the competitive team with us, you and I were getting frustrated because it was always you and I doing all of the work, and I was like, another player was like complaining about a new meta, and I'm like, hey, if other people can take advantage of this new meta, then so can we. 'Cause that's the game. You gotta adapt with it. You gotta go with the flow. Yep. You gotta make it work. You can't just be like, game. Yeah, you can't be like, oh, you know, double pump is no longer a thing. Oh, I can't do this. I don't want to play it anymore. It's like, well, guess what? It's no longer a thing for everybody. If the ninjas and the Tifus of the world are still just pub stomping, you know, they're not doing it with the double pump anymore. They're doing it with the new meta, whatever it is at that time. So you got to take advantage of it. You got to go with it. You got to watch the big pros doing it. You got to see what they're doing. You got to mimic it. You know, you got to go with the flow is my big thing there.
You've also got to have the drive for it. Like once you lose that spark, it's pretty tough to get it back.
Oh, that's completely true. If you're not enjoying the game, if you're not enjoying playing Fortnite, if you're not enjoying streaming, then what's the point? You know, I mean, it's no different than having a regular job that you don't enjoy. You know, at the end of the day, you're just doing something because you get paid for it. You wanna enjoy it, which is partially a big reason why I want to become a full-time streamer, because, you know, I love gaming. I love playing Fortnite. I love playing other games. You know, if I can stream full-time while doing something that I love, you know, it's a dream come true. But exactly right. If you lose the drive for it, then you either need to find a way to get that drive back, or maybe you should do something else.
Yep, I could agree with that, and I could actually relate to this. When I was competing in Call of Duty, you know, like towards the end, I'd say is when I started losing the spark and when I started losing the love. And that's when I was like, you know, what's the point of even playing if I don't have fun? I'm just gonna be a little bitch. I'm just gonna be bitching the whole time and saying how much I hate the game, how much I fucking hate this shit. You know what I mean? You know, so it is hard to try and compete when you do not like the game. It's just going to bring your team down. I think, you know, I think I can't look at the screen. I think I lost where I was. What was I saying?
You were talking about how you could relate to it all and just put
yeah. Oh God, I could relate to it. Yeah, dude, I lost it.
Well, that being said, is there anything that we would like to add on just before we add all our nice little plugs in?
Sorry. Yeah, losing your motivation is very hard. That's with anything, Call of Duty, Fortnite, with your job. Losing that motivation is very hard to get back. No,
that's completely
best
true. Like I remember a little while ago there were like rumors that like Ninja wasn't enjoying playing Fortnite anymore, which I could see that. Like I can see that being potential because he does it all the time. But when I watch him play, he seems to be having fun. I think when you start losing the drive for Fortnite, you gotta either change up who you're playing with, or start playing with people you enjoy playing with. It doesn't have to be a big pro. It doesn't have to be somebody who's incredible at the game. If you just play with your friends, then that's gonna be awesome. If you can play with your friends, that's gonna be perfect for you, as long as you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad I started enjoying some Fortnite and other stuff once again. But that being said, I still don't. Ooh, what was that?
A text message, very nice.
All right, but all that being said, I'm glad I started enjoying all these games again and getting back into this.
It's been fun. It's been a welcome change. I've had people ask me, they're like, "Where's accuracy at?"
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he hates Fortnite. I'm like, he hates it.
Look. I waited out the bad period. I didn't complain too much about it. I didn't sit there and just grind through it and tell everybody how much I hated it for more than just that first couple of weeks where I started to realize how much I disliked it. And now they've fixed most of the issues I had with the game. The game is starting to add
accuracy come back to Fortnite and become a pro? Question mark?
I'll dabble a little.
Is he making his return? The return of accuracy?
Maybe make him a sub.
Oh.
Accuracy is still, some things come natural. Some things come naturally to people.
Look. I all I could say is right now I will announce that I'm starting my stream up again. But my fiance now has a PS4, so you'll be seeing a lot of live streams between me and my lady. Well, me carrying her in games, but
when she lands with you.
When she lands, that's a little fun fact I can add on at the end is that my fiance enjoys the game, but she played it on Switch before PS4, and the only PS4 game she's gotten good at so far is Spider-Man. So now when we play Fortnite, we'll be like, okay, we're landing Pleasant Park, and those of you who know what Pleasant Park is and where it's at, I'll be like, I'm gonna land Doghouse. Razor usually lands on Blue House, and then she'll land at like Durburger.
Lucky landing.
Yeah, like she'll just be out there. And I'll be like, hey, where you at? She's like, I'm getting a plane.
Definitely wasn't the case the other day. We're landing Retail Row and she'll be like, I'm landing over here next to Tilted. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, when she dropped late and just landed, like, we're like, okay, we'll start rotating towards us. We landed in like Paradise and she lands in, or Retail or whichever, and she lands in Salty. And by the time I look at the map as we're rotating out, instead of her rotating towards us, she's now rotated to Loot Lake and is getting murdered.
Yeah, she's like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. And you're like, where are you?
So she definitely makes for an entertaining partner, even if it's frustrating.
It was pretty funny. It was a lot of fun. And then, you got the content.
Yeah, so you can look forward to the content. Nah, you missed it. I killed a full duo with a hunting rifle from the air on balloons after they pushed me.
They had no clue what was happening.
Yeah,
just shooting them from up above, and they're like, "Where is this guy?" And it was just so hilarious.
Because I was just in a fight with them, and then I just started smacking on them.
Mm-hmm. I might have to re-download Fortnite now.
Yeah, man. So like, if you want to get carried to some wins while being on some live streams, it'll be me and Razor running with the
AM Entertainment
team of running with
the
D team,
the big dogs, the big dogs.
But all right, well, that being said, I think it's about time to wrap it up. So Razor, if you have anything you would like to plug, feel free to do so now.
Yeah, so like we said, I am a Twitch streamer. You can watch my streams on twitch.tv/Razorburn06. I also have a Twitter, a YouTube, and an Instagram. You can follow me on those at Razorburn_06. So definitely check me out there. I do try to post content regularly on my YouTube. So if you want to watch some entertaining and good content, check out my YouTube.
Do it for the content
on YouTube.
And Mr. Icy, if you would like to plug anything, feel free to do so
I
now.
would love to. My Twitter is at IC2Eyes on me, and my Twitch is twitch.tv/utilized FOH, UTILIZED, capital FOH, no space.
That can't be real.
And
what kind of a name is that?
Utilized the fuck out of here. That's what that is.
and if you would like to follow the Rain Podcast, that is the its Twitter handle right there is at Rain Podcast, and on Spotify we are Absolute Rain Podcast.
With Spotify.
And
We're on Spotify?
Yeah, we're on Spotify, boy.
What? I thought it was SoundCloud.
Or not Spotify. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. SoundCloud. You're right.
Yo, I say we're getting paid.
I'm working on trying to get the Spotify set up.
Paid. Okay.
And then the
Accuracy
YouTube channel, as always, is Absolute Rain.
Where's the accuracy
feel free to follow
plug?
it there.
And then the accuracy plug.
But well, you can follow me on Twitter. You can just look up Absolute Accuracy, and obviously I'll come up. And then you can go onto my YouTube channel at Nothing But Accuracy, where you'll find all the content.
A lot of balloons, a
Twitter
lot of hunting
timeline.
rifles content.
Pure content. Like my what was that, like 3-man wipe with the sniper and ARs from up on the mountain. While Hawk's down there in the thick of it getting shotgunned, and I'm just chilling, sniping him off.
That was hilarious. That was just fantastic.
So that being said, I do have a upcoming either highlights. I'm probably going to do a full team highlight for the Absolute Rain channel, and I'm also going to do a personal little highlights.
Ooh, montage.
So feel free to check all that up. Yep. Montage, teamtage.
Yeah, teamtage. Question mark.
Dude, I'm just gonna make a whole montage for like 800 people. We'll just have that whole thing going.
That's a lot of fucking work, dude. Holy shit.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. This has been the Absolute Rain Podcast with Icy and Razorburn and Accuracy.
Thank you for listening, beautiful people.
Speaking in third person.
Thank you for listening, beautiful, beautiful.